Greetings. My name is Ryan Dooley, and I currently work in the Office of Academic Affairs for the CUNY School of Law. I'm a 2009 graduate, and I've held many different positions at the law school, including the Assistant Dean of Academic Affairs. Here today to walk you through the part-time academic curriculum for the class starting in fall 2023. So to successfully complete the academic program at the CUNY School of Law, a student needs to have completed at least 86 total credits. I've added here the mandatory classes on the left-hand side, and then some additional courses on the right-hand side, some of which are required as well. Students who are coming to the end of their fall semester have already taken a number of these classes on the mandatory side on the left, including LADP and criminal law, and Law Sem 1, and then as they progress into the spring and into the summer, and then next year, we'll be taking the additional classes as well. In order to graduate, all of these classes that are mandatory or required must be completed before they can be certified to take the bar exam. Also, as a general note, students will often ask me, am I on track to graduate on time? Am I keeping up with the number of credits? And a straightforward way of thinking about it is that in order to graduate in 8 academic year semesters, and including the 1 summer semester, the student must average about 10.75 credits per semester. It's not an exact number, but as long as you're around that 10 to 11 credit total, 11 credits being the top threshold for the evening program, you're on track to graduate. So taking a little more granular look at the semesters, again, for folks who are currently coming to the end of their fall semester, this will seem very, very familiar to you. Students take a total of 10 credits this fall semester as in the evening program: criminal law for 3 credits, liberty, equality, and due process for 3 credits, Law Sem 1 for 3 credits, and then the class Intro to Legal Learning and Practice for 1 credit. Into the spring, students again will take 9 credits. You'll have law in the market economy for 4 credits, which is our version of contracts. You'll continue with Law Sem 2A for 3 credits. And then you'll be taking legal research, an incredibly important law school class for 2 credits, and then skills for no credits. Moving into the summertime, in the summer semester, students in the part-time program take 2 classes in the summer, torts for 4 credits. It used to be that folks had taken civil procedure in the summer, but now they take torts and they take civ pro in the fall, and they take Law Sem 2B for 2 credits. And again, regularly will offer skills in the summertime. And then moving on into that fall semester. So this is the 4th semester in a row that you're enrolled in classes. And in that 4th semester, it's a doctrinally, it can be a heavier one with evidence as 4 credits and civil procedure as 4 credits. It's really an engaging one, though. Those are some of the most important classes in law school. And by the time you get to this point in your law school career, you have a really well-defined skill set that enables you to read a class, identify the rule, identify the issues, and apply the rule to the facts in a way that draws reasonable conclusions. All right. I will also note that students will be taking CRT in the fall, critical race theory. It used to be that students would take LFR, law and the family relations. That class has been replaced by CRT, and you will start that in fall 2024. So folks who started in the evening program in fall 2023 will be taking it as a required class in fall 2024. Again, skills is offered in that fall semester. So then now we arrive at what is essentially the midway point in your law school career, more or less. And this is a kind of a point of departure for students. They can take one of 2 or several routes. And a lot of it revolves and hinges on the decision to take Law Sem 3. So Law Sem 3 is the continuation of the lawyering seminar program that you started in the first year, in that first summer. and it serves as the bridge to the clinical program. Evening students can take this law learning seminar 3 in their fourth semester or their sixth semester. Unlike the full-time program where they just take it in their fourth semester, there is a little more flexibility in the evening program as to when they take it. Learning seminar 3s are 4-credit classes, and there's some examples there. Defenders, CED, mediation, trial advocacy. Some of the Law Sem 3s lead directly into the clinic. One specifically, the Defenders Lawyering Seminar 3 is a prerequisite for the Defenders clinic. CED and mediation, there is a connection there too, but it is not as locked in as it is with Defenders. In order to do the Defenders clinic, you're required to do the Defenders Lawyering Seminar. In addition to Lawyering Seminar 3, in that spring semester, students will take constitutional structures for 3 credits. They'll potentially take property for 4 credits, and maybe they'll take public institutions or administrative law for 3 credits. And again, skill support is offered. But much of this depends, again, when you want to take your clinic, and when you and then again what classes you'll take in preparation for that. A potential schedule would be Lawyering Seminar 3 for 4 credits, constitutional structures for 3 credits, and property for 4 credits, and PI for 3 credits. We can take property as well. Generally, the schedule will allow for that. One thing to note is that constitutional structures is a prerequisite for the clinic. So in order to qualify for the clinic in the following semester, you will have had to have taken constitutional structures in addition to evidence in all of your 1L required classes. And all this information is located in the handbook, which is on our website. That summer semester, so unlike the first summer semester where there are required classes, there are no required classes for the summer semester in between your 2L and 3L year. Students will often use these semesters to get a jump start on the next semester. So students might take summer courses so as to alleviate some of the credit burden in the fall or spring semester. Or sometimes folks, if you are so inclined and they want to graduate early, if you take 6 credits in the summer between 2L and 3L year, and then you take 6 credits in the summer between your 3L and 4L year, you can graduate a whole semester early because you have finished 12 credits ahead of the game. So this really can breathe a lot of flexibility into your schedule. It gives you the chance to maybe explore other doctrinal areas that you're interested in. We usually get the summer schedule out around mid to the end of March. We draft it in February, January, February, and it's usually out by the very early springtime. And we'll be sending out information as things progress. And a lot of this stuff, a lot of these issues are not things to be mindful of right now, but we're putting them on your radar so that way you can plan actively and intentionally as you progress throughout the program. Progressing into your 3L fall. So for folks who took the Law Sem 3 in the previous spring, they'll be in their clinic. Again, as I said before, you have to have completed all your first year courses, evidence, and constitutional structures. And in the evening program, we highly encourage folks to just take the clinic and no additional courses. It is an intense, immersive experience. And if individuals have a full-time job on top of that in the evening program, it is just a ton of work. So our advice would be, as you're progressing through, to connect with the academic advisor, connect with the Office of Academic Affairs if you want additional insight or guidance on these issues. But again, our advice, particularly on this point, is to only take the clinic and not take additional courses. Clinic for the evening program is 10 credits. Folks who are not taking the clinic will take PI, so that administrative law class, and or various other electives. They'll be taking the clinic the following year. So they'll take Law Sem 3 next spring, and then the clinic the following fall. So this is a semester to, again, explore other doctrinal areas and to build more credits towards that 86 credit requirement. Into your 3L spring, you're doing electives, maybe you're doing independent studies. If you have not already taken Law Sem 3, you'll be taking Law Sem 3. Maybe you're doing a moot court competition or you're participating in law review. Again, if you haven't taken public institutions, or maybe advanced clinic. Students can take up to 4 credits of advanced clinic if they are accepted into that program. Information will go out when it's closer to the time for you to apply for that. As I mentioned before, welcome to the summer between the 3L and 4L year, and this again is an opportunity to get a jump start on the next year, to maybe graduate early, or to explore doctrinal areas that you maybe didn't have time to explore during the school year, or take it off completely and just enjoy the summer months and not being in law school in the evenings. There's no requirement between your 3L and 4L year to take summer courses. And then finally, into the 4L fall year. So for folks who have not done so already, they're taking clinic. Again, you have to have completed all your first year classes, evidence and constructs. And then the people who have already finished their clinic, they are engaging in various electives and rounding out their schedules between this semester and the next semester, ultimately preparing to graduate and then for the bar exam. And here we've arrived at your 4L spring semester. Maybe some of you have already graduated. The balance of y'all will graduate at the completion of this semester. Folks will take electives. Perhaps they might take core applied legal analysis, which is traditionally a 6-credit class that prepares students to sit and take the bar exam. It's a variety of skills and doctrinal areas and strategies to put folks into the best position possible to pass the bar exam on their first try. I'm going to take a brief moment to talk about some specific advising topics. These are various sections of the handbook, and they're critically important for folks to know about as they are planning out their academic trajectory. So bar electives. Per the rule, all students are required to take 4 bar electives that the academic dean has deemed to be these bar elective courses. For students in the evening program who have a cumulative GPA of 3.3 or higher after their 4th semester, they can opt out of this requirement. So students in the evening program who have over a 3.3 GPA after their 4th semester are not required to take 4 bar electives. We absolutely encourage everyone to take bar electives. Many of them are infused with social justice and public interest principles. They're really dynamic classes that are compelling and immensely helpful on the bar exam. But to confirm, if you have over a 3.3 after that 4th semester, you are not required to in order to satisfy the graduation requirements. You're still required to take 86 credits, but you're not required to include the 4 bar electives in that process. There's no form to fill out to opt out. You just don't take the courses and you're on your way. Noting that professional responsibility is a required class that does not count as a bar elective, although it used to. And then a word on core doctrine that I mentioned before. Similar to bar electives, it is a required class for all students. That said, there's an opt-out provision. So an evening student who has over a 3.3 GPA after their 7th semester is not required to take core ALA. If you got a 3.299999, you are required to take core ALA after that semester. Not, you can opt out. And again, there's no form to fill out. You just don't opt out. Quick note on creating flexibility in your schedule. There is the opportunity to take classes at other CUNY graduate schools via the e-permit. You can take up to 12 credits at another CUNY school. You can take classes at another ABA accredited law school. Those are often more expensive than the CUNY School of Law, and you have to pay the tuition difference, but it's certainly a possibility. Students can take up to 3 credits of independent studies. And then we mentioned before, law review or moot court are potentially TAing for credit. I will note, to TA for credit, you still have to pay for the credits. It's not like a research assistant where sometimes students will get paid for it. With the TA, you're getting the credits for graduation, so you do have to pay for those credits. And they're generally looped into the general tuition costs. And then a quick word on other paths through law school. We do have the dual degree programs that evening students are absolutely welcome to participate in. We have an option called the focus areas, which are somewhat like concentrations. Any interest in that, feel free to reach out to academic affairs. A quick note on incompletes and leaves of absences. Sometimes someone's law school career gets interrupted, and they have to take a leave of absence for whatever reason. The general note on that is that a student has in New York 5 years to complete law school from the day they began it. There are exceptions to this rule, but if you're contemplating a leave of absence, it's always great to reach out to student affairs or academic affairs and academic affairs to gather information and to become as informed about the process as possible. There is the pro bono scholars program, which is in the same realm as our clinical program, in which that enables students to do clinical work in their fall semester and then to take the bar in February. There was a pilot version of it this year for evening students. If you're interested in this, let us know and we can provide updates. And then credit, no credit. Students have the option to take a course, credit, no credit, only an elective course. It can't be a mandatory course, and they are required to get a C+ or higher in order to get credit for the course. So if they get a C or lower, they will not get credit for the course, and it will count as at 1.0 a D towards their GPA. Students are given the option to select credit, no credit for a brief period after the grades come out. So the way the process works is that they receive the grades, and then at that point, you submit the form, credit, no credit, or not. And then finally, a quick note on law school resources. The Office of Academic Affairs is absolutely a resource. If you have any doubts about the program, you have questions, reach out to us. The registrar similarly. They take part in degree audits. They help update the webpage with forms, student affairs, career planning, also tremendous resources and a wealth of information about various aspects of this journey and of these programs. The student handbook, you can check it out online, and then academic advisors. Evening students are assigned their academic advisor, usually in the fall of their 2L year. So that will happen for 1Ls next year, right around when they're applying or when they're registering, or when they're registering for classes. So that's all I've got for today. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. You can reach out to me directly at ryan.dooley@law.cuny.edu. Ryan.dooley, Dooley, @law.cuny.edu. And I hope you found this informative and have a good day.